All right, you're moving to Irvine, California. You're bringing the kid and the family. You're looking for the best schools in Irvine. In this video, I'm going to go over all the things you need to consider in order to pick the perfect school for the kids and the family. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Regina Chen. I'm a real estate agent right here in Irvine, California. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about working, eating, living, playing, and schools in Irvine, make sure you tap that subscribe button and also click that little bell so you will be notified every time we do a new video. Honestly, we get calls from people who are relocating here and we absolutely love it. If you're thinking about relocating here, make sure you give me a call, send me a text or email, however you want to get a hold of me. We got your back when moving to Irvine. What are the best schools in Irvine? I know a lot of parents before they move here, they do online research, they look at the school rating on Gradeschoolorg. That's a good starting point, but that shouldn't be the only thing you look at before you make your decision based upon just that rating. I'm going to cover like all 4 factors you need to consider, and I'm also going to talk about why the Gradeschoolorg rating may be misleading or not applicable to you. So make sure you stay till the end of the video. Number 1, you need to have a good idea that how long you plan to live in Irvine. Every family situation is different. I'll give you like 2 different situations. For certain family, they move here because the parents got a new job offer. They're probably signing a certain contract, stay here for a specific period of time. For example, let's just say the family, they're gonna stay here for the period till the kids graduate from elementary school. Then that family can only need to worry about looking only within the elementary choice set. On the other hand, there might be family here just for the good school district and they plan to stay here till they send off all the kids to college. Then they will have more things to balance because each community will have assigned elementary school, middle, and high school. In order to get the best experience and result, they need to balance because certain area they probably have the best high school, but the elementary school is not so good. So if it's a family gonna stay for the long term, they have to optimize the 3-level school choices and performance in order to decide which community they're gonna live and what school they're gonna start their kids with. Number 2, school calendar. Do you know in Irvine, the elementary school actually have 2 different kinds of a school calendar? One is the most of us are familiar with, is the traditional school calendar, and the other one is called year-round school calendar. For both calendar, both school has the same amount of days off. I think both calendar has 13 weeks off throughout a year. The major difference is how they break it up. So for the year-round school, year-round calendar, they have more frequent break, but each break the duration is shorter. Like the most perfect example is the summer break. For traditional school, the kids have like 10 weeks of summer break, but in year-round calendar, they only have 5 weeks. And also for year-round, they have the fall break, which is accounted for like 3 weeks of days off. So the thinking behind the year-round school, the belief is that they try to make the break duration shorter will help the student better retain their knowledge instead of wait till after 10 weeks of summer break when they come back. The teacher, the class was at the beginning of the new school, they have to spend more time to refresh the students' memory and bring them up to speed. So what's good about the year-round school is if your family love to travel, then the good thing about year-round is you can take advantage of the fall break time because that time not so many are traveling, so you probably can get like more reasonably priced tickets. But the downside, it's for the same reason because not many kids have fall break, so you probably had less childcare options or fall break camp options. So that's one thing you need to consider, like how does that fit in your family's lifestyle or your travel preference. Number 3, gifted student program. If your kids right now already in a gifted kids student, or you're planning for your child to apply for those programs when you guys move here in the Irvine School District, then you definitely need to take notes on this one. So right now there are two gifted kids program provided in Irvine School District. They are both offered in elementary school from 4th grade through 6th grade. So there are two of them. The first one is called GATE, Gifted and Talented Education. So in all Irvine Elementary School, they offer this cluster class program. So you need to go through the screening process, apply for it, then your kids will be able to participate in that program. Another one is called APIS, that stands for Alternative Program for Academically Advanced Students. So there are only 6 elementary schools in Irvine actually offer that. So you want to find out more detail in terms of the screening, application process, and the program model in the link in the description of this video. Number 4, Gradeschoolorg rating. I know a lot of parents heavily rely on the rating, the score on this website. Today I just want to talk about that. I always encourage parents to go deeper because that ultimate weighted score is coming from different consideration. For example, there are like 3 major buckets. First one is academic performance. Second piece is the diversity. It could be like the race and ethnicity, or the low income ratio, disability school student ratio, and also the look at the school demographic. So there's a lot of factors built into the ultimate scores. So by looking merely at that score, I don't think it's insightful. It's really helpful for individual family. So definitely always go into the individual respective section that's important to you. And also there's a lot of time parents will leave reviews there. So you'll get probably more insight, know-how, more than just a simple number. So I'm gonna walk you through 2 schools profile as an example.
So here we're at the Gradeschoolorg website, and I'm gonna show you 2 school profiles as example. And the first one is University Park Elementary School. The reason I picked this one is a lot of family want their kids to go into Uni High. That's one of the top high school, very popular in Irvine. But when they choose that school and the community, they notice that the elementary school, University Park, actually the rating is not as high as Uni High. It's only 7 out of 10. So I want to take an example to go deeper to see what's driving that 7 instead of just taking that 7 and decided it's not good enough. Okay. So for a standard profile here, you'll see all the basic information, the address, and the overriding like high-level rating. And you will see that there are parents or students give review about the school. So the University Park, the school has pretty good size of our review. Hopefully we can get more insight to see how the real people give them the real feedback with details. And the school has 553 students. And like I mentioned in the video, how they arrive at this the overriding scores coming from 3 major buckets. One is academic performance. Second one is called equity. We're going to get into detail. What does that mean? And give you some further information in terms of students' demographic and the teacher's experience and stuff. All right. So now we see that the score is rather low on their equity overview. So what does that mean? Let's look at the definition of equity overview. So if you take us down here, it says that the diversity in school leads to long-term benefit for students. Specifically for University Park, their disadvantaged students may be falling behind other students in the states, and the school may have significant achievement gap. So that's been driving that. That's meaning that on the school level, academic performance may be good, but those behind students doesn't seem to get enough attention and support, help them to catch up. So that's been so there's like a disparity. That's what's driving the score low. While we're here, you can also look at the race and ethnicity diversity, and they will also tell you the low-income students ratio accounted how much to the total school, which is 29, is on the lower side compared to the state average. And also they'll look at the student with disability, general info, and here you can see the students' demographic. So 44% is Asian, and the Caucasian is 28, and you can further drill down to see other background ethnicity. And here, student with learning English, that means that seems pretty high, 48%. That means they probably have a lot of new immigrant or international student that English is not their first language. They're categorized as English learner. And that's a gender, racial, and they also tell you about teacher, like the student to teacher ratio is 23:1 versus state average here. And they'll show you the teachers with a 3 years experience accounted for like 83% of the teacher here. So there's lots of good information. And here's are the 53 reviews breakdown by their star rating. So I think there's very rich info. You can go in there and to see, of course, you're going to see that just one example that people will talk about the amount of the homework. Some parents think that the homework is not enough. Some parents think that's just right. So you need to understand your parenting style, your value, and your kid's situation to help them pick the one that best fit you instead of just take that number for it. Looking at the second school profile, Portola High. The reason I picked this one is I just want to show you when you go to Gradeschoolorg, sometimes you see the school doesn't have a rating, like an overriding rating. It says currently unrated. Then in this case, the reasons being that is because Portola High actually opened the door in 2016, and it's a 9 to 12 school. So this year they just have their first graduate. So in a lot of area they don't have enough data point to meeting the Gradeschoolorg's algorithm. That's why right now it's an NA for the overriding rating. But still, like I said, if you go into the individual bucket, you still can gather some information and help you to make a decision to decide if it's the right school for your kids. Okay, so when we look at the academic, their test score is 9 out of 10. It's actually pretty strong. But in terms of equity, like I mentioned, it's just too young. They don't have enough data to draw any interim conclusion. But still, let's look at that. We still have 27 reviews. You can go in there to see the real parents, students' feedback. And the student size is close to 1,400 high school students here. Let's scroll down. And you can see here that their test score, 9 out of 10, you can see English is like 74% proficiency compared to state average 51, and math 70 versus state average 40%. Yeah, we can look at the pie chart, probably easier just to see the breakdown. So here you can see the Asians, 60%, even higher than the University Park Elementary School we just saw. And definitely like the less English learner compared to University Park. But then again, it's elementary school. But we only have two examples. I'm trying to get a feel, like try to contrast a little bit. And here's the part I will spend more time to look at individual reviews. So that's our second profile, Portola High. So sometimes even when you see that NA, you don't have a rating, you still can get a lot of detail of the school's profile.
So that's all the things you need to consider and look into before you pick the perfect school for your kids and your family. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about school. I would love to help you identify the best school for your kids and family. In order to do that, you have to give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. We got your back when moving to Irvine. Till the next video, I'll catch you later.